Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Fata Morgana. Now today we're just going to be doing a little short episode because I don't really have much time today, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a weird structure. So we're going to just read on today, and then tomorrow when I have more time we're going to go back to the point I'm saved at now, and we're going to try and make sense of what the hell has gone on with Maria not only discovering about the witch called Morgana, but also just in general what she sees here, and just the indication of the fact that the mansion is so much older than anybody has ever really known. And I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I think the oldest part we've seen of the mansion so far is with I think Michelle was his name, and Gazelle as well. I do wonder if that's going to be some sort of indication of a chapter that's going to come in the future. I don't know, he seems like an unusual character, Michelle. I know nothing about Gazelle apart from the fact that she was the person who was called there. Or maybe Gazelle's the white-haired girl's name. I don't know. And maybe that memoir is kind of like the origins of all of this somehow. I don't know. Right. Here we go. Let's. So I'm gonna read really quickly, just because I'm so excited to see Jacopo and the white-haired girl possibly talk. Oh, that was not what I was expecting. What? Oh my god, what is it? I'm just imagining, like, her face, but I don't know, she's gone through chronic injuries. Or maybe it's kind of like one half of her face is there and then there's just like a really brutal severed head wound that makes it so that she can't have the other half of her head showing on the painting. I know, it's really weird. It's clearly a message, but who is giving said message? Oh my god, is this Maria trying to give the impression that Jacopo has got somebody to do this? I agree. She's a victim of so much abuse. How can you even say this to her? Jacopo did not have that painted. You didn't do it. He doesn't hate you. He regrets, but he does not hate. Of course, he's totally breaking down. I don't blame her. Yeah, what has she done to deserve any of this? Jacopo must have really ruined Maria's life with his investment decisions and his brutal business tactics, getting at the top, not caring for anybody who is, I suppose, above him. He just cares about rising up. He doesn't care about the ethics of rising up, however. Who the fuck is saying this? Is she hallucinating something? Because of Maria, I think yes. So I wonder... Yeah, this is probably written on the painting. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I can just imagine all of these lines written in probably really quite small text just around the image of her and her face being totally cut. No, I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. True. Without Maria there would be. But there will never be. Thought so. No sound at all. God, what's going to go on? Oh God, yeah. So Jacopo isn't doing it instantly. He's really waiting. Probably because he's quite scared of doing so. Jesus. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And if anything, she's been kept in such awful conditions that this is an obsession now. Yeah. It's awful. Really. I will see that when I believe it. Oh, sorry, I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, and my god, you can just really tell that the maid is really on our side as the reader. You can see how she really supports, just in general, this relationship to change for the better and for the white haired girl to actually be happy. So cruel what is happening to her. And Jacopo as well, but more so the white haired girl. She is losing her sanity. She really is. Just because of how damaged she is as a result of Maria. Not Jacopo, Maria and her manipulation. Totally reasonable. I don't either. Yes, I'm really interested. The end of the line. Interesting. Oh, Jesus Christ. The final day. I wonder if Maria's going to become a killer. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's going to be very heavy. Good. Oh, I know. She wants everything to return to normal. But at the same time, I mean, she has been treated so awfully, so of course it's only natural for somebody like Jacopo to think that he's going to be met with complete rejection. And if he was met with rejection, it would be deserved. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope this is cleared up. Yeah, exactly. I know you can never tell. You really can't. The fact that it's the final day, that could be a bit of indication. Is that going to be able to happen though, especially after how damaged she is after all of this? She has probably been made very, very traumatised by this. Is she ever going to be a stable girl again? That's my question. Even if the Jacopo she loves returns. Jacopo has changed so unbelievably. They need to resolve the misunderstanding, basically. Yeah, good. Oh my god. Oh no. I really hope. Worst case scenario, she's been killed by Maria. She could just be asleep. That'd be really funny if she was asleep and she didn't hear any of this. He's very understanding. You can tell how much he has changed. Still doesn't excuse what he did in the past, though. He's still trying to make amends for it, which is... he's doing the best he can, given his situation. It's totally reasonable. I think it was just like I said in that episode. It's something that comes from his heart rather than something that comes with a huge price tag attached. That's way more important. Disagree. Yeah. He did a good job on that. She did though. No, she hasn't whatsoever. She still treasures that day just as much as he does. It's so sad that that's true. But that's what Maria has taken advantage of. It could have been so much more if it wasn't for one woman. Just after one day. Maybe she suicided, I don't know. Or maybe she just isn't there. Maybe he is literally talking to a dead woman, or maybe he's talking to himself. Or maybe he is genuinely talking to somebody who is listening. God. Yeah, fair enough. So what actually is a gun salute? Yeah, so they mark special occasions basically. It's just people shooting guns as a means of celebration and honour as well. It does make sense considering how revolutionary something like this must be. And across the country via telegraph as well, that's very impressive. Yeah, fair enough. But why should she celebrate? Especially after everything she thinks of Jacopo. There's going to be no response, I think. I'm expecting only the worst case scenario here. Oh my god, and this is the worst thing, because if she is actually listening to this and she hears that she is at fault herself, how would she respond to that? I mean, it's obvious that it's a misunderstanding, but not to her. Like, to me it's obvious, but not to her. True. And a consequence of letting Maria in your house, let's be honest here. I think I know why. I'm expecting the worst case scenario. No. Yeah, exactly. He has properly changed. What? Fuck. I don't know what to expect. I'm very scared. Who opened it? That is a very good question. Oh my god. Okay. That's weird. I thought she was going to be murdered, or she would have suicided, or just something that indicates that she's dead. Fuck. Exactly. Where is she? Yeah, totally. Yeah. You just realise what you have put this person through. Yeah, totally. Fuck, this is really scary, my god. Yeah. Yep. Oh my god, what's this? Huh? Oh, right, okay. If she has this many feelings, why is she not here? Somebody was not having an affair. Yeah, that's just how desperate she is to recover the original Jacopo. Yeah? Oh God. What does that mean? Rather than Jacopo Berzatti. Oh, right, it means my dear. Oh, shit. God. What an amazing CG. I love how this is coloured. God fucking damn. It's interesting that all of these letters were probably taken by the white hair, sorry, by Maria, and not shown to Jacopo, because you could probably see her mental state deteriorating so much. I mean, look at this. Just look at just look at the lack of coherence the writing has. Look at how she's probably really, really shaking. Her hands are shaking probably, and it is impressive though. I mean, English is not her native language, and yet wait, hang on a second, is it? No, wait, no, wait. I think the language here is actually her native language. I think Jacopo is the one who's moved. She's always been here. Yeah, I think so. This is her native language, but it's still really, really incoherent. Oh my god! And just learning how much of a mess she is, but also the fact that you had got all of this wrong. Oh, I don't even want to imagine the pain. It's a horrifying situation. True. That's the worst thing. He was going to. God. You search for her. What the fuck? What is happening here? What a weird visual change. Interesting that the coherence has returned. Oh, never mind. Isn't it interesting that this, you can just see her mind just being the most desperate for this to be something that he pays attention to. So that's probably a reason why that is so coherent compared to everything else. Jesus. God. God! You can just see how shaky her hands must be. And just, yeah. So that was a voice. That was a voice she was listening, she heard while the paintings, whilst reading the painting. Jesus Christ, man, that's horrible. Oh my God. Isn't it interesting that this voice is kind of like a reflection of Jacopo? You can see her desperately wanting her time with, before Maria came. She desperately wants that time to return, and yet at the same time you can just see this mental illness that is induced from trauma. Yeah, she's probably really traumatised, and she imagines Jacopo here, and then she imagines this as well. Yeah, it's just, everything is such a mess, and that's, her head is a mess. She is going insane, and it's horrible. Yeah, she can never tell. She's probably doing everything she can to get her ideas on paper. It must be so disturbing. It's more than enough. God, what now? What the hell is this? Very good question. She's probably left and suicided. And the fact that she's dead as well. Or the fact that she's taken her leave. I think it's very likely she would have died. Well, death is inevitable. Look at how mentally ill she is. Yeah. Totally. Totally. Maria. That's why that misunderstanding has happened. I see. I see. There was a labour dispute, oh god. But yeah, there is something that Maria has conveniently not told. Yeah, I mean, Whitehair Girl. She's a genius. She really is. She will use any situation and take advantage of it. Just what did Jacopo do to her? Seriously. Who did you... Yes, you could. Yep. And he only realises this now. With the level head, he realises it in a time that is way too late. I know, it's sick. Yep. Doesn't mean anything. Oh, right. I thought he was talking about Maria. Okay. I know, and that's the sick thing. You couldn't have known. There are some times where you are just told things that feel so natural that it is not within your capacity to even question them just because of how realistic they seem. But if you think more, Then you realise. True. What had happened to her, you wonder? You really do wonder. I think it's a little bit less kind than her simply not being at this mansion, but who knows? We will never know. Exactly, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, you give that arsehole a lesson. Oh boy. God, even her room looks terrifying. I mean, what are these things? They just... Even things like these, they really unnerve me. Sorry, make me feel unnerved. Of course she's not. She's probably ran. Yeah, yeah, totally reasonable. Ooh. Let me guess she's going to be found dead. White hair girl. Bet you anything. Or it's going to be Maria, and maybe that's going to be a trap. Maybe he's going to be killed. The fuck do you want? Oh my god. She's wearing a very green outfit. God, she looks fucking terrifying. Wow. Hi, person who has completely ruined. You have completely made somebody insane. You have made them have the most tragic ending. Let's be honest, she's not going to let the white-haired girl live. Or maybe she will, just to mock Jacopo. I don't know. Well, he married into royalty and this is what your wife is doing. Some reports of her going insane or something like that. I don't know, or she's killed her, which is probably the most likely option. She's an arsehole. God. I think what Jacopo should do, I hope he's practiced combat, because he should get his fist and he should try and break this person's nose. Seriously. Just punch them with everything you have got. What a bastard. she's realised. Sorry, he's realised even. Unusual track. Very nice CG as well. Jesus Christ. So cruel. Now we're going to realise. Oh my god. Yeah, fair enough. Reasonable. Yeah, that is actually a good point. Did he have this all coming for him? It's quite an entertaining theme, this. You can just totally see how Maria is... What Maria is doing best, really, just totally toying with everything. Yep. Yep. Is it since she left? Yeah, I can see why she'd think that. She is a person of an opposing family, even if they were friends. Why did they even need to have a reunion? I think he is. Fair enough. How ridiculously unfair, and what a pathetic reason as well. Ah. Well, I mean, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, it's very difficult. If you're in this situation, then of course you are going to view this differently, but from a complete outsider's perspective, why is it the case that that is any of Jacopo's fault? Yeah, so I suppose the father, from having murdered her dad and grandpa, has been able to get into power, and then as a result of that, Jacopo has just had this life that he has cashed into, and he has had such a high standpoint, whereas people like Maria, they have lost everything, and then as a result of losing everything, they have to desperately search for employment, and they have to desperately search for financial security. And I suppose she was led to be a maid of the opposing family. I mean, how humiliating is that? And probably just highlighted how desperate she was for work. And then, I suppose, she realises how pathetic Jacopo is and how trusting he is. And then she just lets all of her hatred come and ruin her. Interesting. Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, true. Still not Jacopo's fault whatsoever. Doesn't actually justify the ruining of Jacopo's life. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're screaming at how much of a disgusting person you are, probably. You need to have this conversation with his father, not himself. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable to think about the fact that his father has obviously murdered people that are really, really dear to her just for power and just for an ability to be able to take over and probably for economic related interest. But that's what his father did. Not something he had control over. That's always the way I'm going to argue that. Yeah, that's totally reasonable. Yeah, so it's just the opposite faction. They are living the worst possible lives as a result of... Well, it's just kind of like, I don't know, capitalism in a way. There's a real gap between the rich and the poor. The rich live lives of dreams, and the poor live lives of absolute nightmares. And it's kind of like this in a way. But yeah, this is a clear example of somebody being victorious over the other ones, and then obviously the party that have lost having their lives totally ruined and obviously wanting to seek revenge as a result of that, but then ruining the lives of people who were completely innocent in this. I'm sorry, but Jacopo has nothing to do with the murders that his father has committed, and yet he has had his life totally ruined by her. Your family, not him. Yeah, that's horrible. It really is. She is understandable, but does that really excuse... No, does that excuse Jacopo losing his love? And does it excuse... Well, I mean, maybe you could argue that it's reasonable for Jacopo to suffer, but the white-haired girl? When will you ever be able to justify how she has been made insane as a result of your whims, really? When can she ever justify that? In other words, she can't, because it's insane what she has done. It's all jealousy. Well, so's what you did. Yeah, the humiliation, it must be awful. That must suck. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that is awful. The fact that there is no way of salvation whatsoever. It's just complete powerlessness that she has. It's awful, it's understandable, the jealousy, and especially just how much she has lost as well. But I can never forgive her for what she did to the white-haired girl. And Jacopo as well, it's not fair on him. Yeah, make innocent people suffer because of something that their father has done. Yeah, good idea. True. Yeah. Just shows that this person is a psychopath. Very fragile, I agree. Yeah. Oh yes, because people are toys, aren't they? Kind of like a marionette. She's the controller of said marionette. Yes. He has all the right in the world. He still found it. And how... Why do you have a right to talk about morality? They are both equally wrong, but at the same time, someone like this, why does she have any right to talk about morality? The only reason that Jacopo is experiencing any of this is because of the fact that he is part of the family that has ruined her life. Has he actually had any involvement in any of the decisions that have made her life become ruined? No. It's all his father's doing. So firstly, she's doing this to an innocent person. Secondly, she is completely ruining the life of a white-haired girl because of the fact that she is fragile and she is easily manipulated. How do you ever justify that? You don't have a sense of morality either. You don't. Her actions are understandable, but at the same time, they're ridiculous. But it does make sense why she has this logic. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody would ever think straight. They would always want any sort of revenge, no matter who it was. Just as long as they had some sort of connection to the people who murdered her dad and granddad as well. True. And it is pathetic, yeah. And she took advantage of it. Yeah. I love that. What now? I thought so. Yeah. I thought she was going to try and get Jacopo to kill the white-haired girl originally, so that there's a murder that could happen without her hands getting dirtied. But let's be honest, of course somebody like this would dirty her hands. Her life has been ruined and she never ever wants to be able to... Well, her life is ruined and there's no hope of it becoming any better, so she spends the last years of her life living and ruining other people's lives who are basically innocent in the matter. I mean, Jacopo, sure, he's part of the same family, but he didn't do anything, and the white-haired girl. I mean, how fucking sad can you be? But at the same time, how fucking destroyed can you be by what's happened? So it's sad, of course, and it's evil, but it's understandable. Oh my god. Jesus, dude, she looks like a proper psychopath. Oh my god. What a cool CG. God. I mean, she is a psychopath, let's be honest here. who can ever ruin people's lives. If I'm going to be honest, I feel like she did all of this for a grudge. She had a reason to do all of this. So she obviously became evil to extents that you could never have imagined. And then I kind of get the impression that she got hooked with the feeling of being the person that everybody trusted, and then became corrupt. And then she enjoyed it because she found them pathetic. And it must be so meaningless for her as well, seeing a person who is so pathetic and so blindly trusts somebody who is corrupt, and obviously not wanting to do the sensible thing and talk to the lover as well. Must be very meaningless to think that that's going to be the next person of the family where the family her dad and grandpa have been murdered by. Must be so meaningless. No. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it interesting, you're totally treating him like a child? It's understandable, but to be fair, if he's going to be the head of this Koska family, he really needs to start seeing through people more. But that's always been a weakness of him, and that is something that has been completely exploited in this whole venture, really. Oh my god, you bastard! What was the cartridge again? Looks like he's dead. Oh, of course it isn't. I see. So she's going to live a life of being murdered until she's caught. But, yeah. I suppose it's also the case that, I thought she was going to say, like, torture him as much as he can before he goes, but no. It looks like she's going to kill the entire family just because of what this family have done to her and her life. I just wonder why she decided to actually get a job as the maid here. She had no choice, no home. She had no home to go to, but she emigrated her home country, moved to this country. I just really wonder what made her decide to get the job here. Because at first, I mean, it's kind of like her working for another family, and I just really wonder what her first intentions were. She could have worked anywhere else. God. Yep. And he's totally been shot. Did she actually miss? What happened? Yeah. Oh my god, I know. So I'm assuming that she's just totally consumed within her madness that she actually missed the shot. I just want to see if I can get the part where we see the pass between the two. Yeah, here. So it's a cartridge from the Colt Navy that he swiped, apparently. Let's see. I think that's hilarious, though, that she actually missed the shot. I wonder when this is. God, it's just sick to think about the fact that these people are friends now, and yet in the future his family is what ruins her life and causes her to become such an evil and just horrible person. Oh my god, yeah. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Jealousy of the fact that he's liked. Jealousy of the fact that Maria's grandpa is liked in the village, and also that I suppose he's somebody who's gained more respect, and these people gain. So her family gained respect through kindness, and the Berzatis gained respect rather probably through fear and just in general power, rather than loyalty and love and people actually wanting to respect them. Yeah, no wonder he doesn't want to go back home if that's the case. God, just totally run and then live together. Completely abandon your family. Yeah, sweet plans, but let's be honest, not really the most realistic. I know. Yeah, and if only it were possible, just having a life where you can live to yourself, a life where you're not burdened by all of the annoying relations, business, power, hungry relations between each family. And these people could have been friends, it's just because of their families having such awful circumstances that they have been worse than enemies. They've practically got the worst relations two people can have. At least they're realistic about this, yeah. Imagine if it never lets up. You still murdered his friend's parent and grandparent. Murder. And then you had the audacity to pass it off as an accident so that it doesn't it doesn't come back on you. This story is filled with so much that is wrong. Is that a trophy like fall into decline or stagnate or something like that? Gradually decline in effectiveness due to neglect. Okay. Oh, he did not do that all right. Yep. I see. So that's really interesting. He's probably so Jacopo was the person who insisted in her becoming a maid, just so that, if anything, it's probably so that Maria could have a safe space, a place in which she could not be at risk of the Bersatis. But obviously, even though Jacopo was trying to protect her, she had still done the worst possible thing, and she probably knew what Jacopo was trying to do, because he didn't really believe in the separation between people based on their families. He just thought that they should have been allowed to live as people, so he protects her even though she is from the opposing faction. But obviously she views this with a very different lens, considering that her dad and granddad had been murdered, which does totally make sense. Totally. I see. Interesting. I'm assuming Jacopo is talking about the white-haired girl here. The sick thing about Jacopo is he is somebody who had such good intentions, but his love destroyed his life. Why? Because of Maria. Because of the woman that he was so kindly trying to protect. Oh my god, I know, that's the sick thing. But it is interesting when you think about the fact that he really on the outside looked as if he had a love for money, as if he had no care in the world for other people. And what's kind of significant about that is he never really thought that, but he made it on the outside. He made himself look like that on the outside so that people knew that he was competition. And like his dad said, he was kind of always trying to just step up and be the person on the top, no matter what it took. He would destroy people's lives, and yet this is just so that he can give the people who matter to him freedom. Yeah? What now? God, look at him. Look at how he has been shot. So she didn't miss. But I do see what Jacopo was saying. You shouldn't have become a family head if you don't kill him instantly. He still has time. This is his dying scene, really. He could never see any of it. Yeah. Gunfire. What happened this time? Oh God. Interesting. I think Jacopo probably sees why, and he feels horrible for her just because of what has led this to happen. And I feel like as a member of the Berzatti family, he bears a responsibility to kind of justify this, despite how Maria has totally ruined his life, and he's doing the right thing. He really has matured an unimaginable extent. He's completely a different person to when we began this chapter. Yeah, cooler doctor, make her wounds better, not somebody who is going to arrest her. What do they even mean? Money and influence of a dying man. God, I wonder. For a really quite admirable cause, sure, but in order to get power, just how many lives has he ruined? In pursuit of his own interests. Oh wait, hang on a second, so I can't tell if Jacopo was actually shot or not. I think this blood might just be from the blood. No, I don't know. True. True. Yeah, true. Yeah. Reasonable. Because he should not be spending this time alone. Yeah. Fully. I find it interesting how much he is taking responsibility for this. Years, fucking hell. God, yeah. Yeah, and it's totally reasonable as well. I'm actually quite impressed that he could live until an old age, to be honest. My God. So we're seeing the phenakistoscope now. Oh right, so that's the end of the 3rd chapter. I see. Weird. Oh my God, that must be terrifying. What? What? That's so weird. Anyway, I wasn't actually intending to read anything after chapter 3, so yeah, we'll just digest everything we've read a bit more tomorrow, because I kind of wanted to just skip through, well, not skip through this, I didn't hold control, but just kind of read at a faster pace so that I can get everything done today. Oh my God, so yeah, that was everything. Hang on just a sec. Alright, I see, so yeah, the Pig Iron Manor achievement we've got. Well, that was a really quite interesting ending, and I'm happy that there was a lot of really interesting things that we're going to be able to unpack about Jacopo's character. Because if anything, I think it's just such a morbid ending, to be honest, and especially considering that it all ended in nothing but tragedy, nothing but death, sadness, and just in general or just in general everything going as wrong as it possibly could. But it was kind of inevitable, let's be honest here. I mean, my God, I'm just really surprised that I don't think Maria actually hit. No, I don't know. So I'm just surprised that. I mean, Jacopo didn't. I don't think he actually got shot. I just don't really get why there was lots of blood on his sprite, though. I mean, he asked the doctor to, in particular, be for Maria rather than himself. So it's just quite surprising that he was able to kill Maria, obviously, by shooting her right between the eyes, but at the same time have all of that blood splatter on his sprite. I'm just kind of surprised that that's there. But anyway, I think the point is that ironically she should have never become a family head of the Campanellas, because of the fact that if she can't even shoot somebody, what is she doing? But yeah, he clearly lived a life of being the family head after that, a life of living alone, a life of no people, no family, no friends by his side, and just probably a life where he has lived in depression and sadness of the choices that, well, not really the choices, but the failure to recognise anything that has gone on, and just how he has conformed to being a victim of all of this. So tomorrow I'm going to kind of analyse just a lot of what we've read, because there's a lot of really interesting stuff, and my God, we're going to just realise how morbid all of this is in further detail. Sometimes the worst and most deadly villains are your friends. I mean, just look at Higurashi. That's kind of what I'm relating this to, in a way. It is actually kind of similar in a way. Anyway, for my overall thoughts on Chapter 3, I think it did take a little bit of time to get good, but when it became good, it became very, very thrilling and seriously exciting. So yeah, overall, I've got a very positive impression of this chapter, and yeah, I'm excited to see what is in hold for us in the future, and especially learning more about the truth of the mansion, because there are a lot of things that, I mean, okay, you can appreciate these stories individually and understand what's happening with them, but the things that are a little bit ambiguous, i.e. the people on the title screen, like both of them, you know, obviously learning about that, learning about the witch called Morgana as well, and don't know, whoever this hand belongs to, I suppose. There's a lot that we need to learn about the context of the mansion, and I really do wonder what it will be. And just the supernatural origins and what is happening in the present as well. And who we are as well. Why the maid was not there whatsoever for that last part of the story. An indication that we are possibly remembering. But if we're remembering and the maid isn't there, then the maid has no need of telling us the story if we remember. I mean, firstly, how can she tell if we are remembering something? But secondly, I just really wonder. Imagine if we are the maid. I don't know. I think that's very unlikely, but I do wonder who we could be. We're clearly someone who is very, very important, the master of the mansion. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. Anyway, see you guys next time.